This video is brought to you by MagicJank.com, the spiciest cards for your sauciest decks. Buy and sell Magic the Gathering products and gear today on MagicJank.com. What is up, Janksters? It's your boy Graham, also known as HamHawks42 on the internet, and today we are doing some Explorer action. And this is some kind of ridiculous Explorer action that is designed to go big and go dumb. That is the name of the game. But y'all know me, that's what we like around here. And how are we going big and dumb, you might ask? Well, with Vesuvan Duplimancy and Risen Reef, which is of course going to get massively out of hand. Now, before we go into the detailed card-by-card breakdown, I would be remiss if I did not thank the patrons for helping keep this show going. I appreciate it very, very much. Alright, so a huge shout out to my lovely patrons, Angry Jellyfish and LCD9. Thank you so much for doing what you're doing. And if you at home would like to contribute to the channel, you can for as little as $1 a month and have your name displayed here. Over at patreon.com, there's a link in the description below. I'd appreciate it if you consider it. Thank you very much. And also a huge shout out to magicjank.com, an online marketplace where you can buy and sell Magic the Gathering cards, apparel, products, you name it, they got it. Definitely go check them out, magicjank.com. And with that, let's get into the game. Sorry, not the game. I got ahead of myself. I was like, oh, going into transition mode. Got to say the transition thing. No, we're not doing that transition yet. Give me a couple minutes. First up, we have a detailed card-by-card breakdown. That said, if you want to just get to the games, there are chapters. You can get there. That's okay. But in any event, here we go. So, Risen Reef and Vesuvan Duplimancy. One of the things you might be thinking is, dude, if you get multiple copies of Risen Reef down, you're probably going to deck yourself out. And you're right. We probably are. Which is why we have Thassa's Oracle in here, because Thassa's Oracle is Explorer legal. Let's go. So, yes, we have Thassa's Oracle specifically for that eventuality, because if we are successful, that's exactly what's going to happen. We also have Orvar as redundancy alongside Duplimancy, which is actually pretty cool. Additionally, if you want to get really saucy, well, one, Orvar counts as an elemental, so Orvar triggers whatever reefs we have online when we cast them, which is pretty cool. Additionally, if you want to get really spicy, you can use Duplimancy to make non-legendary copies of Orvar, and then you can start making copies of those copies of Orvar. And as a result, now it becomes a situation, if you get multiple of those online, you just target one permanent once with one spell, and you get like 6 copies of them. Which, if you have Risen Reef, like if you're targeting your Risen Reef, my good, you will draw your whole deck, and all the lands are going straight to the battlefield. Like, that is just going to happen, like, guaranteed. And that's kind of the goal. That's exactly what we're trying to do. The other thing you can do there is target Thassa's Oracle. If you haven't completely milled out your entire deck yet, drop 6 Thassa's Oracle. Okay, all of a sudden your loyalty to blue is going to be like 20. You know, not mentioning everything else you have. You know, well, if you can drop 6 Thassa's Oracles, it's going to be 12 devotion just on those, plus whatever else you have. So yeah, you were looking at 20, 25 devotion, whatever the case may be. And then you just get like perfect scries. You can put whatever you want on the top of your library if you don't just win on the spot, because a good chunk of your library is already gone at that point. Like, it's bonkers, straight up bonkers. And that's what we're doing. We want to get bonkers. So in order to trigger Duplimancy and Orvar, we need to have spells to target. So we have a couple of those. We have Decisive Denial. So this is a way to fight something or counter something. In most situations, we are going to be countering with this. Now note, yeah, so Vesuvan Duplimancy, I don't believe you'll get a copy with Decisive Denial. However, with Orvar, it does. Yeah, so you will get Orvar copies. You will not get Duplimancy copies if you're fighting, because there are 2 targets. They're you targeting one of your thing and one of their things. I believe that's how that works. But this is a quench in a lot of situations that can stop things like Invoke. It can bust up, you know, non-creature spells. There are a lot of Planeswalkers. This can pick out of the sky before they have a chance to hit. So this is primarily for the counter spell, but it could be the kill shot if we have to. All right, we also have Applied Biomancy. If you haven't seen this card before, and I don't blame you, this was like Draft Chaff, Simic, Common from Ravnica Allegiance. It is not a good card, but it does exactly what we want in this deck. So it has 2 modes. One, target creature gets +1/+1 until end of turn, or return target creature to its owner's hand. So you can use it to protect your stuff. You can use it to bounce your opponent's stuff. Not that we're really worried about that unless they're about to combo. But most of the time, at instant speed, we're just going to put a +1/+1 counter on one of our things. Now, the note that I made about Decisive Denial, the number of targets matters. And as a result, what you want to do with the Applied Duplimancy in a vacuum is put a +1/+1 counter on one of your things and bounce one of your opponent's things. That's usually what you want to do. It's a good tempo advantage, keeps things moving. That's kind of what this card's designed to do. However, in this deck, most of the time, I mean, you can do that if you have Orvar down. But you don't have Duplimancy, that's a great idea. Definitely rip it. But if you do have Duplimancy, simply choose the +1/+1 mode. Oh, it's not a counter. I'm sorry. It's just +1/+1 till end of turn. Just choose that mode because it will just create a copy of the thing you're targeting. It's all you're looking to do, and it does the job. Triggers the thing, gives you the stuff. Boom. In the mix, let's go. We also have Prosperous Innkeeper. This is a really great card in decks like this, where a lot of creatures are going to be entering the battlefield. It gains you life every single time another creature enters the battlefield, and if you make copies of it, it will gain, it'll like ramp up the life gain and also give you treasure in the process. So it's a decent target if you have Duplimancy going. Like it's not, definitely not plan A, but in a pinch, it could help you buy a couple of turns, which might be exactly what you need. So really cool card. It feeds off of ETB triggers in a really cool way. That lines up with what we're doing. We also have Elvish Visionary. If you need to churn through your deck, Elvish Visionary is awesome. And this is another great way to just draw a bunch of cards. Now, Risen Reef is the plan. Risen Reef is plan A, because when Risen Reef hits, it triggers at least once, and you either ramp or draw. So whatever the top card is, you're getting it in either your hand or directly onto the battlefield. Elvish Visionary puts it directly into your hand, which is fine, and it gives you a 2-drop. So it's like an okay backup plan in the early game, but it's going to be difficult to win the game by milling out your whole library with an Elvish Visionary. Meanwhile, Risen Reef, because like the copies feed off of each other in a crazy way because they all trigger each other, it's way easier. But Elvish Visionary is a good backup at the very least. It kind of cycles itself in the early game and gives you a chump blocker that can help you stabilize and keep things moving. So it's not bad in that regard. It's decent. Thassa Oracle we already covered. And then we also have Snakeskin Veil and Tamiyo Safekeeping. These are both just killer 1-drops that trigger the things. It's the name of the game. Killer 1-drops that trigger the things. That is exactly what we're after. So the goal of this deck is to stick a Risen Reef, stick a Duplimancy, protect the Risen Reef with Snakeskin Veil and Tamiyo Safekeeping, and even use Applied Biomancy in the mix as well, and just make a ton of reefs. That's it. We also have Quasi-Duplicate, which is really cool because Quasi-Duplicate actually creates a copy of whatever you're targeting, but it also targets the creature first. So if you have a Quasi-Duplicate in the mix, you cast a Quasi-Duplicate targeting your Risen Reef with a Duplimancy or an Orvar or both down, all of a sudden you're creating copies of the Risen Reefs before Duplicate even resolves, then you get another copy when it does resolve, and just go to Trigger Town. It feels great. Needless to say, this deck gets completely and totally hosed by cards like Hushbringer or Strict Proctor, so be aware of that. Like, heads up, those are a thing. But aside from that, like, this is actually pretty slick, and I think, in general, it has the potential to do just big, dumb, crazy nonsense. If you've pulled off any Risen Reef combos, you know how it goes, you know what we're doing. This is that. We're doing that. And I'm looking forward to it. So if you enjoy these kind of detailed deck techs, that's definitely my bread and butter, alongside talking head videos talking about the latest Magic the Gathering news. That's what we do around here. If that sounds interesting, hit the like and subscribe buttons below. And yeah, and if you're really feeling saucy, go ahead and hit that bell so that you see notifications when I do post videos like this. I'm doing my best to actually get videos up every single day, so that's a thing now, just because YouTube's a cool place to be, so I'm enjoying it. I also stream over on Twitch, by the way, but more on that later. In the meantime, let's get into some games and see if we can do the thing. This hand looks pretty sweet. We have the Elvish Visionary that can draw us an additional card, so it effectively cycles. We also have Prosperous Innkeeper, and we have the Reef. Now, we don't have any of our copy engine yet, but I think we can get there. I'm hopeful. We'll see. Now, I want to make sure that I get this right. One Urzov, okay. I'm going to lead off with the Innkeep, because we don't need to draw any gas just yet, and next turn we can throw the Elvish Visionary, draw a card, and then have Decisive Denial up because of the treasure token. And gain a life off the Innkeeper, presumably, assuming it survives, which is way not a given. Also, a nice thing about Risen Reef costing 3 is that it dodges Fatal Push unless they have the it dodges Fatal Push unless they have Revolt. There's Rafine's Informant. They discarded a land. They did not discard the boat, which is definitely what I was worried about. Quasi-duplicate here is interesting. I am not mad at that. Yeah, they did not discard the boat, which is great. Like, that is phenomenal news, honestly. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and throw, well, you know what? Let's throw the Visionary first. Let's see what we draw. And if it's an untapped blue source, that's what we're playing. Not an untapped blue source. So we're gonna throw Otawara. Just gonna keep the Innkeep back. All right, Orvar's an amazing draw for us. The Shredder, all right. Shredder of Ledgers, sure. And the Night of Autumn. We cannot do much about that at the moment, I'm afraid. Because Decisive Denial can only deal with non-creature spells. By the way, when I said boat, I was referring to Parhelion 2. That is the card I am especially worried about here. You know what? I'm gonna just take 2, I guess. All right. Denial, notably not great for us. Notably, it is not great for us. I'm gonna go ahead and rip Orvar. We gain a little bit of life, and we just chill till the next episode. Now, Decisive Denial can start doing stuff, which is nice. Unfortunately, we lose stuff in the process, but it's all right. Okay, this is a Shredder into a Thoughtseize. I don't like that. If they hit Reef, I'm gonna be stupid sad. Like, that's gonna hurt bad. Like, it is 100% the correct thing to do. I'm hopeful that they're scared of the Decisive Denial, so they strip one of those, but that's... They hit the Quasi-Duplicate? Sick, we can jumpstart that later, homie. That is perfectly fine. That was a weird choice, but I am not mad. Let's go. And a land for good measure. I'll take that. All right, Reef time. All right. Apply Biomancy's pretty tight here. Pretty tight. I'm gonna go ahead and quasi-duplicate our Risen Reef, discarding a Decisive Denial. So we are gonna get a couple of Risen Reefs here. Yeah, enjoy your Shredder. By all means, connive away, my friend. I encourage it. All right. So we got some Reef triggers, we got some life triggers, another quasi-duplicate. Let's freaking go. All right, and then we actually create that. Or we create the token off the quasi-duplicate, and we get some lands. Let's go. All right. Stuff is happening. Right, as intended. We are doing things that we came here to do, and I like that. Oppo crashing in, doing some stuff. Stuff getting done. Visionary is kind of... Visionary's done their job. They can buff this up twice, turning into a 3/3 Death Toucher. And they can buff this up, turning into a 4/4 Death Toucher. So no matter what we block here, they're gonna get in for damage, unless we block both. But to be honest, I don't want to lose the Reefs yet. I'm not ready to say goodbye to our Reefs yet. Visionary, you did your job. Thank you for your service. You can go ahead and take a bow, if you will. So they are gonna buff up the Sleeper, and we're gonna take a decent little chunk of damage, but we're about to Innkeep all over this place. So it's all good. So let's start things off with an Innkeeper. Seems decent. Quasi-duplicate the Risen Reef. And again, enjoy your Shredders by all means. Get those connives, I encourage it. Have fun. Oh, you kids go have a good time now. Just enjoy shredding those ledgers. I know how much you love shredding ledgers. All right. Reef triggers. Let's go. Yes, put that on the battlefield tapped. Put that on the battlefield tapped as well, so that's good. Next up, Duplimancy into hand. Now we can cast the Duplimancy. However, we don't have a follow-up if we do that. You know what? No, let's sure put more lands into play. I like lands. Lands are nice. Duplimancy triggers, we get even more, or not Duplimancy, sorry, quasi-duplicate triggers. We get even more little homies. Yeah, by all means, please do. Put that on the battlefield. I'd love it. Oh, we just drew another reef. Oppo sees the writing on the wall. They scoop it up. I can't blame them. We did the thing. Now, I thought our opponent was on Greasefang. It looked like they were not. They were going for more of like an aggro approach, which is interesting. There was definitely some cool stuff they were doing. But yeah, we got a good sequence and we were able to set it up. So let's see if we can do that again. All right, we got a 2-lander, but it's a 2-lander with an Innkeeper and a Visionary. And Orvar. Like, this is actually looking pretty decent. I don't love keeping 2-landers in general. It's like, it's asking for trouble, but we can generate a treasure and draw land, so that's nice. We can generate a treasure with Innkeeper, and Visionary draws us an additional card, so yeah, I figured that if we were gonna take a shot, that wasn't a bad one. And we just drew a reef too. Let's go. Oh, this is feeling good. Innkeep's online. Oppo's on black, so we need to assume our creatures just aren't gonna survive. That's just a thing, which is fine. It's fine. I mean, it's not fine. It sucks. Wow, meet up on 1. They are not wasting any time. Just immediately pulling out the big guns. Which, I mean, fair enough. Not much I can do about it. To play another Innkeep. Just cause. And apparently, they don't like Innkeeps. So let's make more Innkeeps. Haha. They seem to be worried about us gaining life. That's my read on that. I could be wrong, as I often am, but it's my current read on it. Alright, Rankle, the master of prankles. What you doing, homie? Guessing, discard? Yeah. I'll let the denial go. We're gonna take action. Play out the Vish. Gain some life, do some stuff and things, you know how it goes. And then I'm gonna drop the reef. If they have another wipe, I'm gonna be sad. If they don't, I'm gonna be jazzed. Alright, Tamio safekeeping, good card, but we're tapped out. Yeah, if they have another meat hook, then we're gonna be in rough shape, but if not, we're gonna be fine. Trespasser, cool. That's kind of irrelevant. I would like to draw another land here as our next draw. That would be big time, because then we'd be able to rip Orvar and one of the 1-drops, one of the spells. They're gonna make us discard again. Sure, that makes sense. I'll drop Veil. There's the land. Never didn't have it. By never didn't have it, I mean I way didn't have it, but we have it now, so yay! All right. Chingity ching ching ching. Ooh, fresh Orvar. I'm cool with that. Alright. I think I'd like to do this. Could wait. Don't wanna. Is that silly? Absolutely. Am I gonna do it anyway? Absolutely. Probably should have attacked first. Oh well. Nah, we'll just chill. I'm not worried. I'm not trying to win through combat damage, so we can take a couple lumps in that regard. It's fine. Thought sneeze? Sure. Discard Orvar. Do it. Make me discard Orvar. Orvar is like specific anti-discard tech. So if they do that, we get a fresh Risen Reef. But now that they know the Orvar is there, they're probably not going to make us discard with Rankle. I hope they do, though. Oh, I hope they do. I hope they do so bad. Eating the Veil. Okay. Lils. All right. Interesting.
Address me as Queen of the Dead.
So presumably they are gonna make us discard stuff. You must believe I'm gonna discard Orvar. Get that trigger, baby! Oh, I get to copy anything? I thought it was just my stuff. Oh, girl. I'm still going reefs. I mean, the value here is just way too hot. Tight. They're gonna blast Orvar, sure. They have to. That's it's so good. All right, fair enough. Fair enough, opponent. And keep. We're gonna quasi-duplicate that Risen Reef. Dump in the Tamios. I'm hoping with some non-lands here so we can actually fill our hand. So, because we're inevitably gonna have to discard some stuff. Yeah, actually, I'll take that to hand. That's okay. That was weird, but all right. Let's just keep on reefing. It's just mad reefs. All the reefs. More Decisive Denial. I'm not even keeping them up. I don't even care. Duplimancy, let's go. Sick. All right. Now we could swing the whole squad at Lily, or we could just swing 2 things at Lily. Let's do that. Like I could swing the whole squad just cause, but or I could just swing 2. Might as well go face, I guess. So one of our innkeeps is gonna bite it here, but I don't care, because keeping the reef squad alive is really what's important. Okay, cool. Yep. Got the Planeswalker off the board. Unfortunately, our Orvar is gone, and we actually don't have a card in hand right now that can effectively copy the reef once we get Duplimancy down. So that's a little unfortunate. Ooh, drawing me cards. Ooh, you're living dangerously, opponent. I like you. Let's go. Sleeper, okay. That's fine. There it is. Got him. All right. Keep. All right, and you know what? I'm gonna get a little saucy with this. I am going to bounce one of my reefs. So we get all the Duplimancy triggers, and then we can cast the reef if we have to. Trigger time. Let's go. That actually probably wasn't smart. Oh, well. Actually, no, we got it. We have 4 mana on tap. We have the Thassa Oracle in hand as well as another Applied Biomancy. We absolutely have it. All right, tight. I shouldn't have let it bounce all the way back up, but that's fine. Let's see, 6. Okay. Yeah, the bounce was a mistake. I overthought it, but that's okay. The thing is still being done quite comfortably. Another Thoracle. Cool, cool, cool. Holy crap. Could we have more stuff in hand right now? All right. Now, this isn't going to auto-win on the spot the way that I'd like it to, but that's okay. We're giving our opponent quite the uphill battle, and that's nice. I like that. Apply Biomancy on top, and we're just chilling. Chilling, not unlike a villain. They're gonna draw with Lockthwain. Sure, they have to board wipe. They have it. Like, they've shown us one meat hook already. If they hit us with a wipe, I'm gonna be sad. Because I've tapped out. So, yeah. So I'm keeping all these reefs in hand. But we have the reefs, we have Snakeskin Veils, and with the Duplimancy's already online, and we have another Thoracle in our hand. Like, even if they have the sweeper, we're still fine. Although they didn't attack with everything, which is indicative that they probably don't. So they just drew with Rankle there, and they're drawing off Lockthwain. They're digging for it. They're digging for it. I think we're gonna have a scoop coming up here shortly. But we have most assuredly done the thing. All right, they're gonna kill Thoracle, so that we don't have the opportunity to, so we don't have the opportunity to copy the Thoracle. That's actually a really good play. We have the other one though, because we're running 2. So we're just gonna play out a reef, Trigger Town. All right. All right. All right. These are all win more cards in this context, but that's okay. We'll absolutely take action. Sure, why not? We're not a 7. That means this is a win. Because black can't counter it on the stack. They can kill it once it hits the field, but they can't counter it on the stack. So we got there. So there we go. That's what we're talking about. That's what we're trying to do. Let's go. Let's see if we can do that one more time. All right. Innkeeper, Reef, and some protection for both in the opening hand. We could do worse than this. Let's see what we got. Fervent Champ. So we've got mono red aggro. All right. Hooray. Fortunately for us, Tamio Safekeep gave us some life, so that's nice. I'll take it. Ah, double champs. That's not good. Yeah, double champs is way not good, actually. I have a play next turn that I think is going to be meaningful, because when they attack with the Fervent Champions, they're both 2/1 first strikers. I can buff, or I can give... I can give the Prosperous Innkeeper indestructible for the turn and gain life off safekeeping and block. So that's something. Annex, damn it. Like, this is like the sheer amount of power that deck is capable of getting on the board so fast. It's just bonkers. Absolutely bonkers. Like, this is unfortunate. I don't like having to do this, but I don't know what else to do in this situation, you know? I'm feeling fairly hopeless. Here comes the Reef. We need this to hit something. Okay. That's not bad. I can work with that. I hope. Chain Whirler. No, now we're gone. Now it's way over. This is all over with the crying. Good God. Here, opponent, this is the nonsense I was trying to do. Just a heads up, just want to let you know. This is what I was thinking. Maybe, no, okay. Yeah, mono red. Like, Sly, it's still good. Oh, and they're gonna Embercleave just to show off, sure, go nuts. Yeah, all right, well. 2 minutes, all right, cool. Yeah, that's mono red being mono red. Well, I did get to show off the thing a couple of times. I feel good, even though that did not end the way I was hoping. But in any event, thank you so much for checking out the video. I appreciate you. And yeah, it turns out trying to play a game around a do nothing 4-drop enchantment against mono red doesn't always work well. That said, if we were in a situation where the Chain Whirler hadn't come down, we could have dropped Duplimancy and then immediately copied the Risen Reef, which would have gained us a little bit of life from the Innkeeper. Like, may have bought another turn. They had the Embercleave. Like, our opponent had the friggin' nuts, so there's nothing we can do about it. But in any event, all good. So thank you so much for checking out the video. I appreciate it very, very much. If you haven't already, please click that subscribe button because I do post videos like this pretty regularly alongside talking head videos and news about Magic the Gathering. So if you enjoy the kind of nonsense I'm putting out, the kind of energy that I'm putting out into the universe, well, YouTube's a great place to do it. I also stream on Twitch, twitch.tv/hamhocks42. I am over there starting at around 7 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, Monday through Friday, playing until around 11 a.m. or noon. If not even, like some days I'll let it go a little bit longer too even, because we just have a blast playing weird, goofy nonsense like this on that channel. And you can also submit deck ideas in Discord that can, you know, and you can make me or encourage me to try your weird, janky ideas. And yeah, there's a good chance you'll actually see them on the channel. So it's super fun. So thank you so much. I appreciate you. I'll catch you on the next one.